in my hand, I have a premium £499 driver that came out at the start of this year. 6 months later, you would be struggling to get even half that amount of money back, and it's only going to get worse. History does a great job of repeating itself, and that is why I know this 2022 driver, very high end, very expensive when it came out, very much competing with the other big brands, will not only be going next for nothing now, 6-8 months later, but even less in another year or so. And the reason I'm making this video is because I think you should have it on your radar. Simon, how do you know this though? Do you have some kind of mystic ball to predict the prices of what clubs are going to be in the future? And don't get me wrong, it doesn't take a genius to realise the older a club gets, the cheaper it does. But this particular brand, which I've documented on the channel many a times, does particularly badly in the second-hand market, especially in the UK. Now, some of you might be thinking, Simon, is it because it's a terrible driver? And that's just not the case, don't get me wrong. There are some downsides to this driver, which we're going to talk about throughout this video. Go in. Oh, that would have been good. But this is a major brand worldwide, extremely popular and extremely well selling in certain parts of the planet. But I want you to take the struggling side of this club in the second-hand market to your advantage, because this is a great driver that aesthetically I believe looks better than anything else that they've put out on the market. And if we just look at a few facts and a bit of history, this club is going to be well under £200 in the next 6 months or so, and a very good unique addition to some of your golf bags. I am talking, of course, about Honma. And typically in the past, I've done quite a few videos on drivers from Honma and how much they struggle in the second-hand market in terms of price. And there are downsides to these drivers, which we'll get onto, but not really when it comes to performance. And there's a typical kind of player I think these drivers are great for. And even though I've shown you the sides, the face, the back of this driver, just like me, before I actually saw it in person, I didn't even know they had actually released this model. That is good. That is very good. Now tell me, do you like the idea of getting a 2020 driver, so 2 years old, but brand new in the wrapper for £150? Let's say Callaway Maverick, let's say TaylorMade Sim, let's say Ping G410, and I'm sure a lot of you would absolutely jump at the chance of that opportunity. Ball like no one noticed, and we're all good. I'm going to show you a nice little review Rick did on the XP1, the previous model to the Honma driver that I have here. And even in the title of his driver, overpriced, overrated, 549 it came out. And as I'm going to show you here, listings on eBay, not even eBay, just online, £150, brand new in the wrapper. We're talking 2 years old. Very good shaft, very good head. But why is no one wanting it in the golf bag? And this is where marketing, awareness, tour pros come in. Forget performance, put performance to one side, because I believe this driver is very good. I even believe the XP1, even though I've never hit it, will be able to keep up with a lot of the big name brands. People that you watch on TV aren't using it. If the ads that you're seeing on social media aren't in it, then why would you ever think to put it in your bag, unless potentially you're in the country of origin from where it comes from, in which case I'm pretty sure everyone will be playing it. So massive shout out to the guys at Replay Golf for sorting me out the lowest priced 2022 driver in the UK market, and I imagine it's a similar story across Europe. In Japan, I imagine this goes at a premium. I imagine tons of people are using it, and not only that, the Asian tour players have got it in the bag. And this is what I find fascinating when it comes to golf clubs. How much are you paying for performance, and how much are you actually paying for the marketing. But the fascinating fact of this video is the fact that how many of these are on eBay brand new, like not even second hand. The only way you can get a hold of these is brand new. So people haven't even been bothered to try them in the first place. And this is essentially just shops trying to offload their stock, trying to get rid of those clubs that are now 1 year or 2 years old, still on the shelf. Which is why I honestly believe this driver, in a year or so, you will be able to get brand new in a wrapper for £150 or less. On a separate note, best head cover for 2022. Looks class, feels class. I mean, the head cover alone should be worth 30 quid. I'm going to show you some recently sold and even available prices on eBay at the moment for this club. And there's not a massive amount of supply just yet. Just like the XP1, we see loads of those at the 150 price tag, still in the wrapper, and I feel like history is going to repeat itself just as it did with that driver. Super forgiving, because that is heavily out the hill there. This reminds me of a Ping G425. Very hollow sounding. I don't like the G425 for that reason, and that's because I'm a very shallow and superficial person. I want a driver to feel dull and dead because I just perceive that with low spin. These drivers as well, all the other Hummer drivers that I've tested in the past, high launching, high spinning. Very much for that mid to high handicapper that wants the ball up in the air. So if you're looking for a G410 max, G425 max, G400 max, but don't necessarily want to pay over the odds, because don't get me wrong, in this country, extremely popular driver, you might want to have a look at one of these bad boys. Now, I recently made a video with Replay Golf on their cheapest set of golf clubs that they had, from driver all the way down to putter. And if that sparks your interest, you want to click this video up here on the right hand side. See you later.